Hello guys, we're back again. This is Alan from Amigo Wraps. Today we're doing another series of our WrapChat, and this time it's all about light tints. Quite a popular mod, gives your car a bit of a different look. Light tint film we use is road legal. It's not a really dark film, so it gives an OEM plus look. In the kit, there's two options. You'll have a medium kit, which you'll get 1.5 meters by 40 centimeters of light tint film, as well as a scalpel and a squeegee. In the large kit, you get the same, but instead of 1.5, you get 3 meters. The only other things you'll need is a cleaner, a microfiber, and a hairdryer or heat gun. You can pick heat guns up for about £10 in your local Wix or B&Q. So yeah, not too expensive. And the last thing you're going to need is a light tint solution. Now this is just basically water and a bit of soap. We use Johnson's baby shampoo. We found this to be the best. And generally speaking, we use about 4 drops in the solution that we use. It's very personal. If you want it more soapy, a little less soap, and we'll go through that in the video of what the benefits are to doing both sides. So yeah, we'll show you how it's done, and hopefully you guys can do it at home. Right, so here we are. We've got these light tints to do on this Lexus. Obviously, as you can see, there's 4 lights on this. A lot of cars will only have 2. BMW's a prime example of having 4 again. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and clay bar it with our alcohol cleaner. Let's clay bar it and get any contaminants off it. Right, so now we've clayed it, we spray it down again with the alcohol cleaner and wipe off any sort of residue, any sort of dirt, dust. You basically want them really clean. So we're going to go ahead, clean it all, and then we're going to use a squeegee to clean all the edges of the light as well, like so. So we're just getting any dirt, any sort of grease out of all those gaps. So we'll go ahead and do that. So now we've wiped it all down. You notice I've wiped down the surrounding areas as well. The next step is you want to take your hairdryer, your heat gun, and just warm all the edges to get any remaining liquid out of there. Right, so we've done that. You won't have to do this on every car. On this particular car, I can see that there's a little bit of flaky paint on this bottom corner. Obviously Jamie's had a dodgy respray on this car. What we're going to do is we're going to use a low tack masking tape just to mask it off. We don't want the tint film going on that and pulling this paint off. So we'll take our masking tape. Right, there we go. Paint on here is fine, so we're not going to bother doing that bit. Great, so we've cleaned it, it's ready to go. So next thing we need to do is grab our tint film from our tint film kit and cut it down to size. So let's go and grab that. So obviously we've got the whole roll here because we use it day in day out, but your tint kit will come with either 1.5 meters or 3 meters. 1.5 meters is ample to do your rear light tints or your front light tints, whereas the 3 meters will be enough to do your rears and your fronts on most cars. So we'll take off an amount to do both these lights, and then we'll cut it down and get going. We cut apart our separate bits. As you can see, it's a little bit larger than we need, so probably go in now, just cut away a little bit more so we don't have too much excess flapping around. So there we go. We've got our piece of tint film, it's going to do that like there. So now with our pre-mixed light tint solution, as I said earlier, it's very personal what mixture you use. I use 4 drops to a bottle this size. If it's less soapy, it's going to stick a lot faster, so you've got a lot more chance of getting bubbles. If it's more soapy, it's going to take a lot longer to dry, it's going to be a lot harder to get the vinyl to stick. I find 4 drops is a happy medium. We'll go ahead, spray the light up, and get this vinyl layered. So now the tint film that we use has 3 layers. So it has a backing layer that protects the glue, obviously. Once you peel that off, you can stick it, and it also has a protective layer for the face of the vinyl. And so when you install it, you might get micro scratches on it. This protective layer peels off once you've installed it, and obviously means that you have a scratch-free finish. So yeah, we'll peel the backing off, and once again just spray the light down and get this first one laid. we're using the heat there just to reform the vinyl and make it soft enough for us to be able to manipulate it into place. So you don't want to overheat this vinyl, it will burn. So just a little bit of warmth. A hairdryer will be perfect for a beginner, as they're not going to burn the vinyl very easily. Slowly working the vinyl upwards, remembering you don't want to trap any of that water. You want to get all that water out so that you haven't got any bubbles in there or any chances of the vinyl lifting. So as you can see, we've installed the film onto the light. We've made sure we're not stretching on the edges. We made sure that it's all down. You now want to just go over, just double check there's no bubbles of water left, no trapped air or any debris underneath the film. Once you're happy with this, you want to smooth the light tint film down onto the paint, and just with your fingernail and your finger, you just want to gently rub the edge of it. What this is going to do is release the protective layer, as you can see, and it's exactly the same as on our plate tint kit video that we've done. So you just want to remove that top layer, and then we can begin cutting. Right, so now you've peeled that off, you want to just give it a quick wipe over, just check for any blemishes and make sure you're happy with it. If there is any trapped water, if there's loads of bubbles, you want to redo it. You might get the odd one. If you've got the odd one, you want to gently put your blade in at an angle, and remember, you're not touching the light, you're just piercing the air bubble, you're just releasing the last bit, and all that's going to do is just release the last section of water, and that's done now. So now with your fresh blade, obviously that comes with your knife in your kit, you want to go ahead and cut the edges. The main thing to note with this is you want to be very, very careful. If you go too deep, you're going to cut your paint. If you're not butted up to the edge of the light, you're not going to have a nice edge to your light tint. So before you go ahead and cut, you want to double check that all your light tint is pushed to the edge. So I've just noticed a bit here, it just needs a little bit more pushing in, just gently feeding that in, and that's now at the edge of the light, and we can begin the cutting process. So take your blade, and you want to gently, with one finger sort of guiding the knife, you want to get your blade on the edge of the light, and just gently, taking your time, guide it down the side. Right, so we've now gone all the way round, and we've got to remove the excess vinyl. The main thing to note with this is do not just rip it off. You've got more chance of peeling paint if you've got bad paint in your panels. The other risk as well is if you haven't fully cut in, say, a corner section, if you just rip it off, you might damage the vinyl that's on your light, you might rip it, you might tear it, and then all your hard work's gone to waste. So put your tools down and gently, just from one corner, just peel it away and just keep an eye on it, just to make sure you're not pulling it away from the light itself, that you cut all the way around. There we go. Right, so that can go in the bin. And now the next step is the drying. So we're going to have slight bits of water left in these edge pieces of the vinyl. This is really where the patience comes in. You want to make sure that you're getting all the water out from the edges. You don't want to heat the hell out of it. You're going to burn the vinyl, you're going to crack your light. You want to use a microfiber or felt edge on your squeegee, and you just want to gently ease that water out, warm it, ease it out, warm it, ease it out. So this is a time consuming part of it. I guarantee if you take the time on this bit, your job's going to come out amazing. Right, there you go. So that's that one done. Bear in mind, it may look a little bit cloudy to begin with. This basically settles, got rid of all the water out of it, but obviously it's still going to have slight bits of moisture. You have to leave the light tint to dry, and I would say avoid touching it for a few days to a week, just to allow the glue in the vinyl to settle. Once it's settled, it's going to be great. If you've overstretched it, you will notice in the next few days to a week it will start peeling back. So really it's a critical time. That one was fairly easy. It was flat, you know, flat light. It's not really too much to it. This one is a bit more complex, so we've got a curve on it. We need to stretch the vinyl, but obviously shrink it back. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to do this one. Same step applies. We've already pre-cut a vinyl, so you want to wet down the whole light. same as before basically. When you do this, you want to start from the top down. Any bits of dust or debris that's settled on it, you're just evacuating it, or you're just shooting it down. It's going to run off the light, so there's going to be no bits underneath your vinyl. So once you've done that a few times, grab your vinyl. You want about 4 arms for this, ideally. If you've got friends to help you, great. If you're doing it on your own, follow these steps and you'll be fine. Once again, you want a large bit. You don't want to be fighting with the vinyl and having a real small bit to work with. You want to make sure you've got enough film to work with. Peel off the backing paper. You want to get the glue exposed. What I normally do is hold that there for a sec and just get one more spray on there just to make sure it's all lubed up for the vinyl. And then you want to lay it on the flat section. You don't want to let the vinyl all touch. You don't want to let the whole vinyl touch the light. You want to just gently work it on there. Right, now this is the hard bit. You want to warm the whole film and pull it round, but you want the stretch to be in the middle, not the edge. So be very, very careful on this and just follow these steps. So if you noticed, I was heating in the middle of the film, not towards the edge, because you don't want the stretch on the edge. You want to warm the middle of the film and then lay it down. This top edge and this bottom edge, we're going to have to shrink that and make sure there is literally no stretch from the edge. But for now, we're going to start working this front face down and getting all the water out of there. We want as much of it, the vinyl, stuck down as possible before we start shrinking the edges on the left side of the light, where obviously all the main bulk of the stretch has gone. As you can see, the vinyl is bagged up a little bit here. Where it's on the bumper, it's making it hard for us to get that side down and that side. This is when you want to go in, just peel it off a little bit and just cut off some of that excess vinyl. It's just going to make your life a lot easier. So once I've done that, I should be able to get this side down a lot easier, and that's going down a lot nicer now. My tip is always work top down. Any dust or anything in the air is going to land downwards first, so get your top edge done. We've gone to this edge here, all the water's gone out of this middle section, so now you want to just lift this top section up, use a bit of warmth, not too much, and now you just want to warm it from a distance and let the vinyl shrink and set in. So let that shrink back, and now again gently working the vinyl to the edge of the light. You've got to have a lot of patience with this. You don't want to be fighting with the vinyl, you don't want to be stretching the vinyl. You want to be warming it and setting it in. You do not want to be forcing it into an area it doesn't want to go. I always say treat wrap or light tints like a piece of paper. If it was a piece of paper and you were holding the vinyl and forcing your squeegee, would it tear? If the answer is yes, then you're probably stretching the vinyl. So that's the top edge done. Now we're going to come over to the bottom and again just shrink it out like so. If you heat the vinyl and it's fingering up, i.e. bunching up, that means there's too much stretch in it. You can force this to the edge and it'll stick, but it won't last, and that's the key point here. If you've just got stretch on the edge, it will peel, whether it takes a day or a month. It depends on how extreme the stretch is. So we're pretty much done here. Just going to go around the edges, just warm it, just check that it's all set into the actual edge of the light. And just going to lift that out a little bit now. So make sure we don't stretch that vinyl. Just feeding that in. There we go. Right, and again on the bottom, just gonna warm it, set it in, like so. There we go, we've laid the vinyl. Again, we want to get the protective film off. You'll notice once you've done it, it looks really bad, to be fair. It looks really bad until you've taken the protective film off, but that's what it's there for, is to protect the film itself. And premium light tint films will have this protective film, just to give you that much of a better finish. So we'll go ahead, peel that off, throw it away, and again we're just going to go over the light, just check for any bubbles, and that looks fine. So again, take your blade and you want to knock it up to the edge. So I'm going to start on this edge and cut round. Right, so again, we've cut the vinyl down, obviously carefully again removes the excess vinyl, and now we want to go in and remove this tape. Just be very careful removing this tape. Obviously you use low tack tape, but you've still got the potential to pull and paint if it is really bad. So now we've just got to set these edges in, warm them, and get the excess water out. For this, I'd probably recommend opening. Okay, it's broken, we can't open it. Come in the shot then, mate. Right, what this is going to do is it's going to make it a lot easier to get to this edge. So first things first, go in with your microfiber. You don't want to go straight in with the heat. You want to sort of roll it around that edge first and then go in with the heat. You shouldn't have a lot because obviously we're cutting on the edge of the light, but it will have like a very, very minute, like 10th of a millimetre, just needs to go around the edge. So once again, take your heat gun, warm it, don't heat it, warm it, and set that vinyl round, and that'll be it. So we'll finish this up now, and then we'll get some finishing shots. Once again, you want to go in, just double check. A lot of lights will have a factory sort of plastic bulge. I think it's when they mould them. So generally speaking, you'll get a little bubble around that. All lights have them those, so it's nothing to worry about. But go over the rest of the light. Just if you notice any sort of bubbles, you just want to just gently again pierce the vinyl and just take that out, and that is it. There we go, we've done them. If you're doing this at home, repeat on both sides, but once you've done it, you want to close it up, use some of your water solution, just spray it down gently, just give it a wipe over, and so you can admire your work. So there we go. Obviously you can see a clear difference in the left to right. It gives a very nice finish, which is almost an OEM plus sort of finish, but it's not over the top. You know, it's not a complete blackout, it's a light smoke. This film is MOT friendly, and it also doesn't affect your light output. So you're not gonna, you know, have someone going up the back of you because they can't see your lights. We're going to crack on and do the other side, and that is it from this video. We will be releasing the kits on our website shortly. They will also be available on our eBay account. We will also be giving customers a bit more of an incentive to try it at home. If you buy the kit and you mess it up and you want to get it done professionally, we will give you 30% off the retail price of us doing it in-house if you have bought the kit. So you buy the kit, you screw it up, you think, right, I still want them done, I don't want to do them myself, obviously I can't get my head around it. Bring it down to us, show us proof of your receipt purchase for the light tint kit, and we'll give you 30% off your light tints. I hope that's helped. Hopefully you guys can have a go at home now. Cheers.